Predictably, the left is dead set on taking down Trump's cabinet picks one by one, and it seems that they're very much afraid of, in particular, strong, independent women. The latest op-ed out of The Guardian makes the assertion that Trump's pick to lead the Secretary of Education is dangerous simply because of her years behind the WWE, learning how to present a certain image for the public known in wrestling as kayfabe. The piece asserts that McMahon is going to present an image of reasonableness and moderation while taking a folding chair to our education system. And with our children falling and failing behind in reading and math compared to the rest of the world, is this such a bad thing if she does? Not in my book. They're afraid that Miss McMahon is going to disrupt the Department of Education and, God forbid, get our children learning again. They can't allow her or our children to win. What will she be able to toss the critics out of the ring? Joining us now, someone who knows her very well, WWE Hall of Famer, former WWE champion, and mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs. Mayor, welcome back.
Hey, Chanel, thanks for having me on.
Why are they so afraid of Linda McMahon?
They're afraid of change. That's what this whole thing is really about. You can single out Linda or whoever, but in the end, they're afraid that the status quo is going to be shaken up, that the apple cart's going to be turned over, but that's exactly what the American people voted for, and that's exactly what Donald Trump is doing with his cabinet picks. I think it's a great thing.
I mean, they call her kayfabe, right? She's pretty naturally wired for the political world. She's had to survive in a pretty tough field, succeed in a fairly male-dominant industry.
Right.
But she's done so with grace and with courage and with strength, and I don't see how that should necessarily be a problem for the education secretary.
No, everything that she has done up to this point in her professional career really gets her ready for this next step. As you said, she's an accomplished business person. She was the back office for WWE for many years. You know, people think of WWE as being Vince McMahon's creation. Obviously, he was the visionary behind the company, but she was the person that actually made things work. She was also a small business administrator during Donald Trump's first term, did a great job there, as well as many of the other things that she's been involved in. So Linda is very talented. She's very smart. She's very competent, and she will do a great job as Secretary of Education. And I think one of the other fears that they have is, frankly, that education has basically been the left's playhouse. I mean, you look at all the way going back to the progressive era, that's public education has unfortunately gone from being teaching critical thinking and teaching kids the skills that they need to survive to in many cases indoctrination. And I think that's why the left freaks out so much when anyone talks about changing the public education system, because that's where they have the foothold, and that's where they're trying to influence the next generation of people who will just follow right along with whatever they want.
You're right. You're right highlighting this fear of what's new. It's ironic because you have this liberal agenda that is very much about injecting their version of new. They don't want Linda McMahon's version of new. They don't want the American family's vision of what's good and new and innovative learning. The left wants their version of new to be injected in there, and that includes gender ideology. They're teaching out to kindergartners in New York State. They're including material that has nothing to do with preparing our children for living in the real world. And I think you're dead on with that assessment. There's this clip that's been circulating recently. It's gone viral. It portrays you tombstone pile driving the future education secretary.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.